Sportsline show on ZDK Liberty Radio 97.1 FM, and we're joined in the studio now by Ricky Santos from Generation Next. How are you, Ricky?
Not too bad, Terry. It's nice to be back here. Long time I haven't seen you.
Very long.
And I see you still have on your cricket gear. And I'm just wondering, you have
Always
have any other form of clothing or just cricket?
No, actually, I don't.
Yeah. I can believe that, but I don't see the hat on.
No, well, the hat ended up in the bag. And the bag, if anybody has seen my bag, could they kindly return it to ZDK, please? It's a Leeward Islands cricket bag. It's got Tridents written on the straps of it. It's a backpack. And it's got all my belongings. Documents, camera, recorder, passport.
Money?
No, didn't have any
Well,
money.
then it should be easy to return that.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Laptop, all that business. And it went missing from downstairs here at ZDK, actually, last night.
Oh. Well, I'm sorry to hear that, and I hope somebody finds it and returns it to you.
Thank you,
in
Ricky.
in good shape,
Right.
and quickly too.
Now, you talk about my outfit. You're all decked up in your Generation Next gear.
Well, actually,
What's going on?
Well, actually, this is the Calvinia Foundation GNFC Advanced Academy, and what I'm here to talk about actually is the second annual University ID Combine that we're hosting,
Okay.
which is sponsored by the Calvinia Foundation, and also we've gotten some assistance from Sugar Ridge Hotel. Just to give you an idea, last year we hosted our first University ID Combine for the young budding footballers and aspiring footballers of Antigua, both male and female.
Okay,
And we were able to secure 15 scholarships,
great.
7 of which were females, 8 of which were males. Unfortunately, only 6 were able to accept the offers, as 9 of them did not make the academic qualifications or requirements for the university. So
Right.
so that is why you see what I'm wearing. We started the Calvinia Foundation, where Advanced Academy, whereby we'll not only give the young footballers more intense and upper level training in terms of the football part of it, but we also do SAT classes with them.
Okay,
And this is across the broad spectrum of Antigua.
Right.
So it's not only for Generation Next.
Right.
And all of this is through our benefactor, the Calvinia Foundation, so it's all free.
Okay.
And presently we have 68 youngsters, male and female again, in the program. The older age groups are doing the SATs, and the young age groups are just doing the training for now until they reach that age. And then they'll start doing the SATs also too. And as I said, it's at no cost because of a wonderful benefactor that has given us the finances
Right.
to accomplish this, and that is why the Advanced Academy was started.
So what ages are we talking?
For the university, for the Advanced Academy.
Yeah.
For the Advanced Academy, we're starting them from the under 13s through to the under 17s.
Okay.
And the females. The females are an open age for now, so we have them from 13 to about 20.
Okay.
Because we're trying to develop the female program of it. So, and now in terms of what we have planned, we have 6 coaches from 5 universities that will be coming on island. We're supposed to host the whole thing from the 25th to the 28th of November inclusive. However, due to the fact that the 3 universities in the States, all 3 have qualified for the nationals, which clashes with this particular time, they will be done in January. So the combine will be now held with the English coaches. The English coaches are Mark Richards and Chris Knowles from Hartbury College and University in the UK. And then we have Stephen Kennenberg from Future Lions, which is the educational component of Kettering Football Club.
Okay.
And so they will be coming on here, and initially for the 25th to the 28th, and they will be looking to see what kind of scholarships, up to full scholarships. Not necessarily that anybody would get it, but they're offering up to full scholarships for A levels and or university degrees.
Okay.
And the Future Lions component of it, for those who may not be academically inclined, they will be offered a B-Tech program. Now, the B-Tech program is the equivalent to the A-levels, but instead of doing exams, it's done off of coursework.
Okay, right.
So, like anything we do, we don't just do it to get them into a professional setup. There must be an educational component attached to it. So that is what we stress. Now, the coaches from the USA University, we have William Penn University, and we have Jamie Hycock from that university. He was down here last year, along with another coach from another university who will not be returning because we didn't get any scholarships from him. So I made it clear, if we don't get any scholarships, if we don't get any scholarships, then you only get a one-time holiday. And then we have Omar Gallo. He's from Holy Cross Notre Dame in Indiana. And then we have Johnny Clifford, and he is from St. Mary's University in Texas.
Okay.
So those three will be coming down in January. The English three will be coming down at the end of this month, 25th of November to the 28th of November inclusive. So that is what we are trying to stress. It's as I said, it's open to all Antigua. It's not just a Generation X, even though it's powered by the Generation X Football Club. It's open. Anybody that wants the opportunity can just contact me at telephone number 720-6741, or they can email us at info@generationnextfc.com, and I'll supply them with the necessary information in which to register for the program.
But it's the important part, though, Ricky, education, because you never know as a sportsman or a budding sportsman how long your career is going to go. So very important. Even Cricket West Indies is trying to bring that back into the swing of things, to have these guys educated.
Yes, no, it is extremely important, as you just rightfully said. And the sporting world, the professional part of it, it's an extremely cruel world.
Right.
If you get injured, they will release you just as quickly as they sign you.
Right.
In any sport. So if you don't have a sound education, what are you going to do after that? Compound that with the fact that, let's assume that you do make it to the professional level. You'll get a lot of family that you never knew you had. A lot of friends just come out to the woodworks, and if you don't have a sound educational background, then you may lose all what you have earned in a short space of time.
Ricky, what drives you as far as Generation Next is concerned, and what sort of support do you get from, let's say, the government, the parent, business sector?
Okay, well, what drives me, first of all, Terry, you'd know this, my sport of choice is cricket, actually. My passion is the kids, the youngsters, the youth, giving them the opportunity. That's where the passion comes in. So it's not necessarily the sport. So that drives me. Seeing that as adults, it is our duty to offer the youngsters the best possible opportunity there is for them to become better citizens. And hopefully, most of them will return back home and pass on their knowledge of what they have learned, so we can build a stronger society with a more educated people that we have. That's one of the things that drive me. In terms of the support, we have been very fortunate at Generation Next that we have secured good sponsorships over the years that have afforded us to do these things, because these things are not cheap to operate, as you can well imagine.
Yeah.
Like for instance, bringing on all of these coaches is in excess of $40,000. So if it was not for the wonderful cooperation of our sponsors, it would not be possible. I certainly don't have that kind of money. We do get assistance from them that way. We do get assistance from the government in terms of bringing in equipment and gear free of duty and taxes. So the government do contribute in that sense. And I would like to thank also Maurice Merchant from the Prime Minister's Scholarship Fund, because when these scholarships became available, those 15 scholarships, because we demanded a lot, and they offered 50%, and the Prime Minister's Scholarship Fund added in another I think it was 10,000 US each to the kids that were awarded the scholarship.
Okay.
So they do contribute in their way. Corporate Antigua has been very, as I said, very generous and very good to Generation Next. I must say that. I must thank them. We knock wood. We have always accomplished our goal in terms of the funds we need to raise to carry out the various programs that we do carry out. Like for instance, if I may just veer off the University ID Combine for just a few minutes. In January, we'll be having our 6th annual Youth Football League, Gomez Netherlands Insurance Youth Football League. It will be the 6th year that this will be taking place. And every year I try to up the ante a little bit. So this year, we are in discussions at the moment, and it's looking very promising that Sports Max will be coming here
And cover it.
and covering the it'll be one feature match a week to covering it. And the reason why we targeted Sports Max is because it's to give the youngsters again more exposure, and also for the universities when they're calling for video clips of different players, we can just direct them to Sports Max website and everything will be there.
Right, right.
So you would say, Ricky, in terms of your objectives, your set goals, you would say that you're about 90% to where you would want to reach at most times?
Well, 90% at present or 90%?
Overall, in general, like your yearly goals, objectives, you
Well, I would say our yearly goals, we hit our yearly goals 100%.
That's great.
But every year we up the ante.
Well, that is
So
important.
I can't guarantee we'll hit it every year. But we set out, we once we achieve what we want to achieve in that year, then the following year we say, well, what can we do to add to it?
That is important.
So every year we add a new feature
Right.
to the program.
But Sports Max is a good thing because they do the schools football from Trinidad and Jamaica.
Jamaica,
Yeah,
yes.
yeah.
Yes. So actually, that's where I got the idea from.
Right.
I was watching TV one day and I saw school league in Trinidad
Yeah.
being carried
Yeah.
in Sports Max, and I said, well, why not in Antigua?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So what can stop us from doing that? So I immediately contacted them. They've been very receptive. We have ongoing negotiation. Of course, there's a cost attached to that again. And just like everything we do, we have like a 5-year plan. Like for instance, in the University ID Combine, our 5-year plan is that we wouldn't have to pay coaches to come down here anymore because they would have received so much talent from Antigua that they would want to come and search for talent. Like one of the universities, William Penn University, right now presently, we have 9 Antiguans, 3 females and 6 males that are playing for them. And as I told the coach, Jamie Highcock, I said, the reason why you made the nationals for the first time is because you have so many Antiguans in the team.
Great.
It's the first time in the history of William Penn that they have made the nationals.
Okay.
And we have 6.
Out of
And that's
the
in the
11.
males. And they have 6 males. I wouldn't say out of the 11, in the whole group.
The whole group. Okay.
I'm not too certain how the roster works.
Yeah,
I would
yeah.
imagine it changes from time to time. But I would like to think that 6 Antigans in the team made a
Yeah,
difference.
yeah. So we have the talent, no doubt.
Oh yes, the talent is there, and as you guys were discussing before I came on here, the component of that also is sports tourism.
Right.
Sports tourism comes out of that.
Right.
Because
But-
if these coaches are coming down here,
Yeah.
like for instance the ones from the UK, I get an email or WhatsApp from them almost every day. Everything is in place. They're really looking forward to it. And I'm sure this is not going to be the only visit in terms of work-wise.
Right,
I'm sure
right.
they'll probably want to bring their
teams
wives and
down.
family,
Bring their family
and
and
the
so-
teams,
yeah.
and the teams
Fans,
down.
right.
And actually we were working on that also too, but that's for another time.
No, I don't think, as Bess was saying, I don't think we put anywhere near as much effort or work into sports tourism in this country.
Well, as I was discussing while we were off air, one of the biggest challenges that we have in terms of sports tourism and in initiating it here in Antigua is that we first of all must develop the facilities.
Yes.
The facilities have to be developed because they're not going to come down here in any great degree of numbers unless
they're playing on a
unless we
proper
have the proper
surface.
surfaces
Yeah, yeah.
across all sports.
Right.
I think cricket is probably the only one that has, and volleyball have proper surfaces on which they can play on. The Antigua Football Association has done well in terms of the AstroTurf that they have up there. So that is a good field. I know they have challenges at the ABFA in terms of with Carnival being held there every year And then the challenge is to bring the field
Messes
back,
up the pitch. Yeah.
the field back into some semblance of being is. And I think between the government and the Football Association, they should make up their minds what they want to do with the ARG, whether it's going to be an entertainment.
Well,
an
it's supposed to be
entertainment
going. It's supposed to be
facility.
going through great renovations and
Yeah.
so, which
Because-
is not made
because I don't-
everybody happy because of the history of the place.
It's either that, or when you're putting down stages, you take it off the field closer to the stands, and you have these mobile stands and so forth.
Yes.
That
Or
they can put up without
just
damage,
elevate
and
it.
don't allow the crowd onto
Onto the field, yeah.
itself. I mean, there are ways in which you can work it
True,
around. I
yeah.
leave that to the experts.
Yeah. One of the gripes that I have, Ricky and Terry, is the fact that we have too many hard space and green space at the stadium. Parking lots,
Right,
hard
right.
space. Some of those could be converted, or especially in the western end, could be converted into a netball, basketball,
Tennis court.
volleyball, tennis court facility. Then you have green spaces up there in abundance.
Right.
That could be converted into a football area, which would help
Yes.
Right.
very much as far as Ricky's program is concerned.
It would,
True.
it would.
You know, I just think people are not really using the imagination.
Right.
And they're not putting monies into the right things. You can take $10 and turn it into $10 million.
Right,
It's
right.
just putting it into the right things.
You see,
And that is a problem that we have in this country. Foresight.
You see, not only that also, if I can just
Too
elaborate
true.
a little bit on that also too, is too often we rely on government to do everything.
Right.
Now, government, particularly in small territories like Antigua, have limited finances in which to do it. So you must not constantly rely on the government. You have to be creative. In terms, and corporate Antigua, I am positive will come on board if you go with a proper plan to them, and I'm sure the government will assist in which way they come in terms of concessions or lands. They will do it. It's a question of having the will
Exactly.
to do it, come together,
Right,
and do it as one. But I must say you cannot rely in any part of the world, but even more so in smaller territories, on a government to do everything, because
No.
their resources are limited. So,
Exactly, yeah.
and as I said, corporate Antigua has been very good to Generation Next, and I'm sure nobody's going to give money for nothing.
Exactly.
They want to see a proper plan. They want to see the implementation of that plan and the management of the facility.
Right.
You know, like I've spoken about this on air before.
Yeah, you were telling me you even took something to, back then, the WICB.
Well, that was a youth development program.
And you got any response from them?
Yes, they were. What it is if we veer off the cricket, Terry, you're a bad man. Anyway, what it is the West Indies Cricket Board had called me in because they had seen what I've done for the Youth
football.
League and asked me to develop a plan.
See, I wasn't taking you off football, Ricky.
For youth cricket.
Yeah.
I developed, I think it was a 170-page
Document.
for them, which they have in their possession, and how I see it. But it's not cheap. It's not cheap because it's not like, I mean, we had to alter the plan a bit because they wanted more teams in more divisions. And I said, the more you add, the more costly it is. Because cricket is not like football. From the time you hit 13 or even slightly under, you can't use a partial field. You have to use the whole field.
Right.
So if the more teams and the more divisions you create, that means is the more fields you need available to you.
Right.
Plus, the gear is more expensive than football. Football, you just need boots, pair of shin pads, and a football.
Cricket very expensive.
Cricket now you need a lot more personalized gears, which are a lot more expensive.
Yeah.
So it's a more costly affair. Then you have 2 umpires, and then you're going to need some the scorekeepers. And I believe, like how we operate the league, everybody must get paid because that's the only way you have accountability. But unfortunately, the resources were not there, even though they had liked the presentation.
Endorsed it,
And technically they endorsed it verbally. But
We take a break. We'll be back with more shortly.
you got me.
It's laundry day, and you're just too tired, too lazy to get it done. Rush into work, but don't have the time to iron? And oh, the stains on my clothes. They are so embarrassing. Well, we have found a solution to your problem. That's right. Burton's Laundry and Dry Cleaners is here to the rescue for the best laundry and dry cleaning service in Antigua. Call Burton's now at 462-4268 or 726-3175. We're located on Independence Avenue and Jolly Harbor. So if you're looking for quality service, come on down to Burton's now.
Announcing for the first time ever in Antigua, Impact World is here. These fantastic family fun events are free. Come and witness an electrifying showcase of strength, skillful dance routines, talented vocalists, and so much more by performers from around the world. These fun events starts at 7 p.m. nightly, November 11th and 12th, Princess Margaret Playing Field, November 15th and 16th, King George V grounds, November 18th and 19th, Bethesda Playing Field, November 21st and 22nd, Old Road Playing Field, November 23rd and 24th, Mock Pond Playing Field. Impact World is here to motivate, educate, restore, and bring change to the youth in our nation and their families. Don't miss free, fantastic family fun entertainment. Impact World.
Champion Footwear is celebrating its 20-year anniversary. 20 years of delivering quality footwear at affordable prices. So, to show our appreciation for supporting us over the last 20 years, we are offering a 20% discount store-wide for 20 days ending November 30th. You can also get 50 to 60% discount on Land Rover, Subaru, Keds, and Levi. To make things even more special, every 20th customer gets a free gift. So we're just giving back and saying thanks for supporting us for the past 20 years. 20 years of friendly customer service. 20 years of delivering quality footwear at affordable prices. 20 years of Champion Footwear. We just want to say thank you. Champion Footwear, Heritage Key, St. John's, Antigua.
Drinking water. Located at Crabs Peninsula, we are open from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. from Mondays to Fridays. We are also located on Lower All Saints Road, open from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. from Mondays to Thursdays and 8 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. on Fridays. On Saturdays, we are open from 8 a.m. to 3:30 p.m. Purchase your empty bottles and get your 5-gallon bottle refills at either of our branches. Paradiso Drinking Water.
This one is big. A big buy one, get one free sale. Cool and Smooth says, buy one, get one free. Shop today at Cool and Smooth for your favorite clothing, your favorite shoes, slippers, sandals, hats, handbags, ladies' accessories, and so much more. All your favorite gear in all your favorite brands. Did I say this is big? Well, this is big. It's a big buy one, get one free at Cool and Smooth on Market Street. While stocks last. Shop Cool and Smooth and get it big.
Who's the greatest cricketer on earth or Mars? Anyone can tell you it's the great so Garfield Sobers. This handsome Barbadian lad really knows his work. Batting or bowling, he's a cricket king, no joke. 3 cheers for Captain Sobers. We don't lose the spectators on wrong ways, please. With the greatest team on earth, who else but the West Indies? Men like Butcher, Joe Solomon, Canaian Davis, and Nelson Rodriguez, Conrad Hunt and White Gibbs, and the wicket keeper Hendricks. Australia, you lost. The West Indies is boss. The trophy belong to us. I say you lost, and you know you lost. Yeah. Australia, stick your brain. Australia, don't mind you lost. Better luck next time. Joker sent down Crash Helmet to protect the batsman from Hall and Charlie Griffith. I felt so sorry for Simpson. He tried but in vain. Griffith and Hall, wickets had to fall like rain. 3 cheers for Hall and Griffith. O'Neill went Australia making big riot. When he was facing Griffith and Hall, he so blooming quiet. When O'Neill made real fast bowling, is to see him ducking. And then the very guy telling so much lie, telling the world how Griffith chucking. Australia, you lost. The West Indies is boss. The trophy belonged to us. I say you lost, and you know you lost. Australia, speak your mind. Australia.
Welcome back to the Sportsline show on ZDK Liberty Radio 97.1 FM, and we still have Ricky Santos in the studio, who has to run away in a few minutes apparently.
Yeah, well, it's not really run away, it's run towards.
Right, sorry.
Have to run towards football.
How many teams have you got in Generation Next these days?
Well, we have 7 teams. We have the under-7s, we have the under-9s, the under-11s, the under-13s, under-15s, under-17s, and females.
And that's still the program on Saturday morning?
Well, this afternoon. Tuesday afternoons, Thursday afternoons, and Saturdays.
Okay.
Saturdays vary because when we have matches, particularly in the leagues, then that will vary in time. And then the Advanced Academy is Mondays and Wednesdays. I'm sorry, Mondays and Fridays. So my afternoons are fully booked almost every day of the week. And then on Saturdays, after the matches and or the training for Generation Next, you have the SAT classes, which are being held at the American University of Antigua. And I deliberately selected the university to hold the SAT classes, even though I'm the chairman of the board of directors for St. Anthony's Secondary School. Okay. I chose that because I wanted to psychologically get the youngsters in preparation that they are in a university.
Okay, right.
So when they get the scholarships, they're already in that mindset that they're at a university. And it's just psychologically alone. And we're grateful that the American University afforded us the opportunity of having the classes there. So in the afternoons, and at every training session, every matches, and even SAT classes, Ricky Santos is there.
Yes, Ricky, I think you're doing a fantastic job. I've been following your program, especially when you're on television, and I find that you've been doing a tremendous job. Sometimes people don't really get the recognition for things that they do in this country.
True.
And you're one of those persons that really put your heart and soul into the development of youth in Antigua and Barbuda. And, from me, I'd like to say thank you very much for doing that. It makes me feel happy that there are people in this country who are conscious of the fact that they must grow the country. And by growing the country, it means that you have to grow your youth.
That's so correct, and thank you for those kind words. But I must say, it is not difficult for me to do what I'm doing, because the passion came about because of the youngsters. So if the passion is there, the work is easy.
Right. But can I ask you something, though? If your first love was cricket, how did you end up encouraging them to play football?
Okay, well, that's that's a good question. But what happened was, it all started because my son had a passion for cricket, and I wanted to afford him the best opportunities. And then he didn't make it into a program that they had, I think, the Digital Kickstart program, where they had somebody from, I think it was Southampton at that time. So he didn't make it there to be afforded the opportunity of training from professional coaches from a professional club. And so I decided, well, how am I going to make this possible? Because you know what you say, when you have your child, you want to give them the best possible. So then I got together with the school, St. Anthony's Secondary School, and we brought down Tottenham Hotspur coaches, which is the club that I support. And we brought down their coaches to conduct a 1-week training program at St. Anthony's, where he was attending school. We opened it from then. We opened it to the whole country. We had, I think, 107 kids that participated in that, because it was the first time that anybody had ever put on such a program. And that wasn't cheap. That the fees at Tottenham was £15,000 plus airfare, plus accommodation. And so anyway, so that's how it started. And then it was going to be the end of that, But then parents and so forth had approached me to
Right.
go into it, and that's how the whole program started.
Okay. But you were doing some work with Stoke too, weren't you?
Yes, yes. Well, not only Stoke, we have a formal partnership with Stoke City. We have relationship with Mansfield Town, with Bristol Rovers, Bolton Wanderers. Well, they're in trouble right now. Of course, Tottenham Hotspur. We just established a contact with Derby County, New York Red Bulls in the States, Cheltenham Town in the UK too. So it's a number of clubs across the spectrum that we do. That we do have affiliations with, associations, and one partnership.
But and you've got a couple on to the national team in Corbett and
Yes.
the other
Well,
boy.
not in the senior team.
the
Christian
under 21.
Yeah, Christian Corbett is actually the captain for the under 21 team.
Right.
He came out to Generation Next. In the last under 15 tournaments, out of the 11 starters, we're proud to say we had 6 out from Generation
Yeah,
Next.
there you go. Yeah.
Out of the 11, so we're very proud of that. We didn't have the captain, but the captain is a young talented Zorro Bartley's son, Dejan Bartley.
Oh yeah.
Very talented young man. He was the captain from Villa, and so so the program is coming along nicely. But as I said, we like to up it every year and do something a little higher, take it to another level.
So you support Tottenham,
Definitely, 100%.
but you must remember who I support.
Arsenal.
Liverpool, and who are on top, Ricky?
I'm not going to answer that question. I'm not going to answer that question. I'll just bypass it because you're sounding like my son, and I can't answer it because my son is a Liverpool man.
Well, your son's intelligent, eh?
I'm not going to get into that. But Liverpool,
Fair
Liverpool like to come.
You know
down
why I
towards
support
They like to
Liverpool?
come down towards the end. Why? Because they
Not even Liverpool could stuff this up. An 8-point lead at the end of November.
well, wait,
Ta.
there's nothing is impossible. Man City have a way of just.
They're even further behind. They're
Yeah.
9 points behind now.
Yeah, but I know, but they have a way of just coming up towards the end and just shooting up. And Liverpool have a reputation for just coming back down.
Okay.
But to be honest, because of my son, not because of you, because of my son, I hope Liverpool does it this year.
They will. But anyway, plug your thing again before you depart.
Yes, okay. The university, the Calvin Ayre Foundation University ID Combine will be held from the 25th to the 28th of November. Registration can be done through myself at telephone or WhatsApp 720-6741, or you can email info@generationnextfc.com.
Fantastic. And we wish you all the best for that.
Well, to be honest, as I told the coaches that are coming down, if I got 15 scholarship offers from 2, what do you think I should ask them from 6?
Yeah, well, exactly.
A minimum of 30, right?
At
Minimum
least,
of 30.
At least.
But what I do actually, just before I go, what I do actually tell the coaches, if you come down here and I don't get any scholarships, you're not coming back again. At least not at my expense.
Well, that's fair enough, though.
So
They have to perform.
Yeah. So when the last one that came down here, who's not coming back, and I happen to like him a lot actually. He called when he heard that Jamie was coming. He said, "Am I coming back too?" I said, "I made it clear to you as much as I like you, Kevin. You didn't give us a
You didn't,
scholarship."
yeah.
He turned to me and said, "Well, the D1 schools are harder to get into, and then the NAIA." And I said, "Then I will get a school that is easier to get into."
Just before you go, though, Ricky, how did they rate them? Because I remember with tennis, it's a lot easier for the girls to get scholarships than the boys because they end up going to American colleges, and their sport. The boys have to compete with the footballers and the basketballers and the baseballers and all that business. So how do they rate them?
No, they have the D1, D2 schools and so forth. But I think what you're referring to is in terms of the degree of scholarships.
Right.
Now, there are more scholarship offers for the females than there are for the males, but it has nothing to do with the ratings. The federal government in the United States allots equal money to female teams as they do to male teams. But because sports generally, all over the world, and the US is no exception, they are more male dominant than female dominant. So the female have more money to spend than the males because they're more male teams.
Okay, right.
So that's the reason why. Like for instance, Hartbury, England is now developing their female program to try and catch up with America. America probably has the best female football, which they call soccer. So I don't know why they want to qualify for a World Cup when they call it soccer. It's a World Cup football, isn't it? Anyway, so United Kingdom want to catch up with the US in terms of the football. So they're now developing. So Hartbury has been constantly asking me, have females? I say, well, you're coming down. So if you desperately need females, we have females.
Right.
So, and then we're looking. I always try to get the highest possible scholarship that I can, and quantity also too. So quantity and higher degree of scholarships in terms of percentage. So
But are you working with the ABFA? Because I know Bata was saying that they're trying to enhance the female program.
Yes, I think they're supposed. I think the ABF is supposed to be coming up with their female league in, I think it's February or thereabouts. So yes, I do anything I do, I consult with and ask for the endorsement and the sanctioning of the ABFA. I don't do anything without them. They are the governing body. So anything I do in conjunction and in collaboration with them.
All right, well, keep up the good work. Thank you for coming in today on November 25th to 28th.
That's correct.
All right.
But the coaches will be here.
That's right in the middle of a test match. You realize that?
The coaches will be here from the 21st. So I may ask them to come in and say a few words.
Yeah, no problem.
Okay, well, thanks a lot for having me.